Hey guys, this is Mark Remke with Ninja Training TV. Welcome to our live stream. I'm super excited today. We are one day out from the start of our 30-day Ninja Challenge. We have been putting things together behind the scenes for a few weeks now, getting this challenge ready. We have a lot of people who have joined this challenge with us. It is going to be super exciting to get into all of the different challenges that we're going to be putting out. A lot of physical challenges, some mental challenges, ninja mindset, weapons. We're going to get into some survival training. A lot of times, a lot of people aren't showing much of that. And it's going to be very exciting to be a part of this challenge. I personally am just looking forward to showing up for 30 days straight in a row and practicing ninjutsu because that's really what it's about. So let's do a good stretch routine today. We'll get into maybe some trick sword draws. If there's anything else you guys would like to see today, I'm open. So if you're on here live with me and I've got my TV up in front of this whole setup in front of me, I can see your comments within a few seconds of when you write them. So if there's something that you want to see that I can do for you guys today, go ahead and just let me know. That would be great. If you want to sign up for the 30-day challenge and you haven't yet, you got to go to Ninja Training TV, and it's a really cool thing. In our stream video here, we put a link in for that challenge. You could just click on that link and go join up. And we start tomorrow night live at 7. This is going to be really cool for us to be putting it out live, but then also we have in our private Facebook page where we're hosting this, we're going to have it after there, and it's going to stay up for the challenge for people who live in different time zones so that they can participate too, because we had a few people write in and go, well, I can't make it for the live training. Sorry, I won't make it to that one. And I'm like, wait, it's all good. You don't have to be at the live training. You can watch it and still participate in the restreams of it in that private Facebook group. So it's going to be great. And then we're looking into other methods because this is the first of maybe many challenges. We've had a lot of people ask us to do specific challenges so far. They're like, could you just do a survival challenge? Could you just do one for fitness? And could you do one on meditation? And could you do one on Kujin? And could you do this? And I love it. Send me all of your ideas of what you guys want. We want to do what makes you guys want to train in ninjutsu and share what we know of all my travels that I've gone around to go to Japan and things. It's just fun to gather all that knowledge and then share it with people. So I'm up. We have some experts that we are going to start to bring on too in some different fields that we have that have to pertain to ninjutsu as well. So get ready to see some of that stuff. It's going to be really fun to do some collaborations with people. Okay, well, let's get into a stretching routine because, in my opinion, this is one of the things that everybody needs in their life is to be more flexible. So we'll get one going here. If you're watching this and you're at your computer or you're at your house and you're just sitting down, get up and let's do this together because this will make you feel good. All right, feet shoulder width apart. Take a deep breath in while you're looking up. And let it out as you look all the way down. Looking up. And looking down. To the left. And the right. Looking to the left. And the right. I keep doing nice big breaths while I'm doing this. Brings in the oxygen. Starts to make your joints, ligaments, tendons, muscles all feel good. Going around in a big circle while you're doing your deep breathing. And going in the other direction. Joe's here. Hey, Joe, I'm stoked that you're going to be a part of the challenge. So nice to see you joining us. We're going to rock it. It's going to be so much fun. I've got some surprises for you guys of things that we've never taught before. And it's going to be so much fun. Get ready for some ninja antics. Big arm rotations here. Let's get into the shoulder. Other hands up. This is good practice for martial arts and awareness anyway. What's up? Warren's here as well. Joseph's here. All right, people pouring in. Eli's here. What's happening? We got the big arms going backwards. Awesome. Switching sides. Nice. And for those of you who have joined that 30-day challenge already, we're going to make sure that we get you the links for that private Facebook page that it's going to be on, because we're going to have people submitting some videos in there so that they can get ready to try to win the grand prize and some of the follow-up prizes as well. We have a whole bunch of giveaways that we're doing during the challenge as well. So hint, hint, get in the challenge. It's going to be worth it. Okay, going side to side. Hey, John's checking in. All right. Going side to side, feeling that nice lat rotation, hips, spine work. I like to sink into my knees here, get low. Then sometimes I spiral up out of that and let my heel come off the ground on the opposite foot. That always feels good. All right, hands on your hips, going around in a big circle. This challenge too, we've had a few people write in and be like, oh, I don't have a dojo to do the challenge in. You could do the challenge anywhere. You could do it in your living room. You can go outside on the lawn, go to a park. You could do it in your garage. You could do it wherever, whatever works for you. You're not going to need a ton of room on some of the challenge parts, and then others you're going to need to be creative with, because we're going to be doing some things for awareness training that might have you go outside or come up with other ways. I'm keeping it vague so that you guys will be wondering what's coming, because I don't want to give it away. You're going to be very challenged with things, and in a good way. It's all doable. We have people from all different age levels coming in. Some families are even coming in with their kids. And yeah, it's just exciting. It's going to be really, really good. Dropping into those knees, big rotations. And go in the opposite direction. This is good. You guys should already be feeling better just from simple movements. Bringing the feet together and rotating in. Awesome. Go in the other direction. And for those of you who are on, you're probably not writing in the chat because you're doing the warm-up like you should be. If you want, tell me in your comments one of the things that you would like to see in a ninja challenge. And maybe one of the things of why you want to be a ninja. What is it about being a ninja that really intrigues you? Or what is it that you've had in your mind about ninjas that is intriguing? Like, is it the history of the ninja? Is it the honor that comes with training? Is it the self-defense? What is it? What makes you want to think about ninjutsu and do techniques and things like that? Or are you into the weapons, the ancient weapons? I love the weapons part. That's so much fun to me. Okay, feet double shoulder width apart. Take a deep breath in. Going down to the middle, drop your head all the way. And just take a few deep breaths. You can wiggle back and forth a little. Going to the right. It's been really cool. We have people in the 30-day challenge that are joining us from all different countries, all over. We've got France, Belgium, you name it. Czech Republic. It's just cool how many people are coming in. A lot of people from Britain, Germany, Argentina, South America. Just awesome. Okay, let's go down to the right side now. And we're going to go over with both feet are on the ground flat, stretching over to the right. Now going over to the left. Back over to the right. And stretching to the left. Perfect. Now over to the right with toes up on the opposite foot. Switch sides. Over to the left, toes up. And now down to the middle. Work those feet all the way out, getting a nice low stretch, and go ahead and come back and take a seat. Deep breath in, go into the middle, bringing out those fingers, stretching out, pull yourself into it. Nice deep breaths. Going to the right side. Going to the left side. Oh yeah, we have a bunch of people who have ordered the Ninja shirts. We're going to be contacting you via email, so make sure you send us in your email so that we can get your address and we can get your post address so that we can send it to the proper place. And then we'll be letting you know what we got for cost on the post for those, and we'll make it happen for you guys. Okay, going back over to the right one more time. And to the left. We also have long sleeve t-shirts and short sleeve t-shirts. The one I have on today is one of the Ninja Training shirts. That's the short sleeve. I love it. They're a lighter shirt so you can wear them in the summertime and not be too hot. And it's nice. Okay, bringing those feet together. Left foot on top. Right foot's on the bottom. Rotate your ankle. And the other way. Getting into summer here. The days are just nice and warm. It's good to see the seasons changing. Oh, thanks, Joe. Joe likes his t-shirt. He got one. And putting that foot on the ground. Going looking behind you. Awesome. Switching feet. Other foot goes up on top. Rotate that ankle around. And the other direction. Very good. Bottoms of the feet together. Grab onto your ankles. Straight back. Deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Push those elbows down. Push those legs towards the floor. Another deep breath. Pushing down. And switching. Hands up to the toes. Straight back this time. Deep breath in. And pulling the head down. Oh, very good. One more time, straight back. And pulling the head down. Awesome. Okay, let's go up onto all fours. I'm going to stretch that back out and bring some nice suppleness into our spine. So arching your back, looking behind. Looking up, dropping the stomach. One more time, arching back. Looking up, pushing the stomach. And last time, arching the back. And looking up. All right, let's pop up into downward dog. Try to splay your fingers out and push your heels to the ground if you can. Push right through those arms up into the hips. Nice deep stretch, nice deep breaths. Bend your knees, come down on the balls of your feet, and back up again. Then drop the waist and look up towards the ceiling. And one more time, back up into downward dog. Push deep into those heels. Push through your arms. Deep breath in. Bend your knees. Come back up. Drop the waist. Looking up. and back onto all fours. Okay, perfect. So now you're going to take your right arm, go through, put your head on the ground, left arm up, and let that start to stretch out. You can turn your arm side to side, rotate your shoulder a bit. This is super good. Shoulder stretch, lat stretch, spine. Switch sides, left arm through, right arm up. Rotate that shoulder. Little circular motions. Feels super good. And coming back. All right, let's go ahead and stand up. We're going to do some wrist stretching today. So sometimes we'll do this. I'm thinking of showing some really cool sword quick draws and some kind of ones you don't see that more often. So let's do our wrists and we'll get ready for that. So left foot forward, right foot's back, left hand up. Go ahead and put your pinky towards you, thumb out. And go ahead and grab onto your wrist with the thumb pressing underneath your knuckles and rotate the knuckles just like this. All right. We got a yoga teacher liking our warm-ups. This is good. We're doing good. I studied yoga for a few years. When I lived at a really fun place called Harbin Hot Springs, and I was studying ninjutsu up there and yoga, and then different modalities of massage. And that was amazing to learn the different energy pathways in the body through doing massage techniques on people and getting to learn all about that. That was quite a healing experience, in many ways, right? Thumb down. Bring your hand on the back of that and rotate it in you, rowing the opposite direction. Yoga is amazing, and the Junin Taiso techniques that Hatsumi Sensei teaches have a lot to do with yoga, and a lot was, learned and all sorts of different things from different modalities. So it's funny to see in ninjutsu all the different Chinese arts, all the different Indian influences, and all sorts of things. It's kind of happens throughout history. Everybody borrows from everybody else and takes the good juicy stuff and puts them into their regiment. Pulling down the hand gently, letting that wrist get a nice stretch, all the tendons, ligaments in the arm, rotating back and forth. You could give yourself enough pressure to where you can feel this Takiori wrist lock. It's fun to do these to yourself because then you know how much pressure you could be putting on somebody else and really seeing what would come about of that. All right, pulling that wrist over the other direction, holding on to your fingers, rotating back and forth, opening up the shoulder, the wrist. I like to rock with my legs while I'm in this just to keep my whole body warming up as well. Switch sides, shake that one out. Right hand or whatever your opposite hand you did comes up, pinky towards you, rotate the wrist. As I'm rotating down, my wrist is bending here at the bottom, and I'm letting it come around. This is really, really good. Aha, Eli, nice one. He answered the question I said earlier. He likes about the ninja's mentality and their ability to adapt to their surroundings and situations. That's really cool. The mysticism that made the people revere them throughout history is an interesting thing as well. So it's kind of like psyops these days, right? Falsehoods and reality. Thumb down, coming in towards you. It's very interesting to see what was lure and what was fact. And then sometimes when somebody talks about that lure and it gets bigger than what it was, you just let it go and you don't correct it. So that people think there was an invisible sword that cut me. And maybe it was actually a shuriken that they didn't see in the middle of the night flying by that cut their leg. And they were like, no, that forest is haunted. So it's pretty cool. It's interesting to think of psyops throughout history and what it's been done. Like in some of the wars, they made fake tanks so that some of the other troops would do long range observation and go, oh, we can't attack. They've got 50 tanks there, but they were just cutouts of tanks that looked like tanks. And so psyops is powerful. It can shift an entire way that an army thinks because they think there's more troops than there actually were. So those tactics can be applied in all sorts of ways. You can even do those tactics to yourself. What you think about, you bring about. So if you keep telling yourself you're not good or you've got this problem and it will never go away, you're going to bring more of that. But if you start to tell yourself positive thoughts and start to do positive things like training, you will change your mentality and you'll change your mind, and that will manifest itself in your body. It is proven that positive thinking can change who you are. People who frown, it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. So smile, and then when you smile, it releases certain endorphins in your body that make you feel better just by smiling. So some people have written in that I'm too happy, or that I'm, yeah, Joe's got it. No stinking thinking. That I am not taking ninjutsu seriously because I have fun while I'm training. Boy, I've been in the other situations where the classes have been so serious that you're kind of scared to be there. And that's interesting too. So I've learned through the years, when you're taking it seriously, but you can keep a light heart, you learn better. I'm not into scaring students. I'm into mentoring students and having them feel good, but also have a seriousness about it, because we are dealing with some techniques that are for self-defense and life and death, and your life depends on it. So there's times to get serious, but also to keep a light heart. So you have to play in both realms, right? Yeah, you need to smile when you're putting someone on their arse. I love that one. Oh, that is a good one. I'm going to put that in my pocket and use it. Okay, guys, let's do a couple of other really fun ones. So these are going to come from my Qigong instructor. And this one is called Trembling Horse. Shake your hands really fast. Let it go up into your arms, shoulders, and then down the spine. And shake it out and kick it out. We'll do this 3 times. Shake, shake, shake. And one more time. Shake, shake, shake. All the way. And let it out. Very good. Okay, so I'm feeling it today. This is such a good day. Let's get into Chino Kata, and we'll do a little quick warm-up with this. Hatsumi Sensei and his students, a lot of times in the old days when they were practicing, would get in a big circle together and do the Chino Kata. So these are the Gokui no Kata. They are called Chisui Kafu Ku. You can do these in so many different ways. There are very strict formal ways, and then there are different ways. So there are many instructors out there who have very absolutes. This is how you have to do it. And that's really good for a traditional way too. And you can also adapt that and kind of be free with it as well. So don't be offended if I don't teach it the way that you do or that you've seen before. Just say, oh, cool, another perspective, right? Okay, so Chino Kata, starting in Shizen. We're going to come back and then float forward with a 3-finger strike. And we're just going to go side to side. One of the things I love to do is just to keep moving. A lot of people will teach seminars or some, different like weekend things, and they'll talk so much that I'm like, oh, can we just move, please? I gotta move. I'm one of those people that if I don't move, things go bad. I sit around, I'll either fall asleep or I'll be so bored I'll just start coming up with ideas in my head and doodling and whatever. It's been my whole life I've been like that. So if you move, you can still do other things while you're moving. Stay grounded in your back foot when you come through with Chino Kata. As we're coming through, I turn that back foot out slightly and stay connected to the ground, and I extend nice and long. One of the things I'm thinking about while I'm doing Chino Kata is breath work, getting offline, keep maintaining my back up and down straight, keeping my head on a swivel. I'm not focused in one particular area. I have my peripheral vision going. I'm paying attention to everything around me, as should you. Chino Kata. Feels good. I love it. Okay, second form, Chino Kata. So we're in Shizen, coming back, Jodan Uke, Mote Shuto. Chino Kata, water feeling form. Sometimes I like to think of it as a big wave coming, gathering up at the beach, and then crashing down and in. It's another way for doing a high block as we go off at different angles. Nice, John. He's trained also in Tai Chi and Aikido and is looking at other research from Hatsumi, and it shares a lot of the same principles. Yes, it does. It's amazing how when you study multiple martial arts, which I highly recommend cross-training, you'll see a lot of similarities in how people kick, punch, and do things. Even in grappling, there are ways to strike and cut and bite and do other things that aren't allowed in some of them. And there are many principles that are shared across all martial arts. So that's a very good observation. I have some of my students who start training, and by the time they're into like their 4th month or 5th month, they're like, Taijutsu's everywhere. It's even how you open the door. It's how you vacuum. It's in surfing, and it's how you drive. And it's so cool because it is everywhere once you know about full body movement and what it's about. Okay, that's Chino Kata. Let's get into Kano Kata. Going back from Shizen, Jodan Uke, cross as your feet come together and shoot out an Urashuto. My hands up on the back as well, because I like to be ready to parry again if I have to. So, Jodan Uke, Urashuto. Jodan Uke, Urashuto. This is Kano Kata. I like to play around with different ways for kids to remember things when I'm teaching kids classes. So on this one, I tell them the flame is flicking out as they come in. And it shares the first block as Chino Kata. So it's interesting because the Mote and Ura of water and fire have some of the similar aspects in it, just like some of the other martial arts do. So it's all there, right? And these forms taught in their basic way teach how to get offline, how to return a strike, how to use good body dynamics, but also we're moving, we're sinking into our legs, we're building up muscles, we're creating patterns. If something comes in with a straight attack, how to get offline and get out of the way. My favorite thing with beginners that come into the dojo is to just grab a knife or a sword off the rack, a non-sharp one, and just attack them with it with a straight stab. And it's like 90% of the people will just sit there and watch it go into their stomach, and you poke them. They won't move. I'm like, okay, so one of the first things you should learn to do in martial arts is move out of the way. Like, get out of your own way in your head, and then get out of your the way physically of an attack coming in. All right, Kano Kata, wrapping that one up. So we got Chi, earth, Sui, water, Ka, fire, Fu, Chi Sui Ka Fu, wind feeling form. This one, we start in Shizen, step out of 45 and drop with a low block, and come through with the Boshiken. So we're dropping a low block, coming through with the Boshiken. Notice, After I block and my other hand's coming in, my other hand comes up again. It's in guard position on the back side. Some people will tend to just leave their arm down and let it stay behind them. But if something else has to happen with that, unless you're getting a weapon out of somewhere, it's better to have it up in a ready position. Thinking of the sanshin sometimes in a teaching way and then in a practical way, you can adapt it so that you could use it in different ways. But this is the wind feeling form. Wind, if you've ever been out on a really windy day and the wind's encircling you and it's chaotic and it's going all over the place, I like to feel that with this one as well. It just feels awesome. Keeping in your knees. Once you drop low on your first movement, try to stay on that same plane and come through with your foot movement and your leg movement, your taijutsu. You're in the plane, you're down low, you're sinking in. You are one with everything. Hopefully. It's hard to not be. Okay, Chisui Kafu Ku. Ku is the last one, the void feeling form. Low block, I rock in with Mitsubishi, and my foot follows underneath it with a kick. Low block, Mitsubishi and a kick. Falling off at an angle, low blocking, using your spine and hips. Mitsubishi can be a lot of different things. A distraction like a palm heel strike to the face, a handful of change, handful of sand or dirt, broken plate on a restaurant table, million different things that it could be if needed. Chino Kata, the void feeling form. Now you guys should be warming up. We're having a pretty toasty day today here in California. And I've got the slider open on our studio here so that we have a little breeze coming in, but it's still warm. But that's part of it. Learning how to deal with the heat and seasons, learning how to deal with the cold in the winter. Awesome. Okay, so that was the Gokui no Kata, the 5 elemental forms, also referred to as Sanshin no Kata. Let's get a sword today. If you don't have a sword, a lot of times you could just use a hanbo. They will work just as fine. For today, I'm going to show some of the trick draws that we have. So let's go over basic draws first, just flow through them all the way. And then we'll go into some of the trick draws because they're fun. And I wanted to give you guys something different today. Awesome. Okay, so we'll do the straight formal draw, Nuki-uchi, and then bring it back in with Noto. Do this in different directions for you. Before I draw, I usually drop into my knees a little bit so that I can have this sword jump out. The put away for Bujinkan is a lot different than some other Iaido schools. A lot of times they'll put it towards the end of the sword and pinch with their fingers and then draw across the whole way and then bring it down and in. So you'll see a lot of different ways that Noto is done where it's on just the tip of it and put away and things like that. But let's just do 10 Nuki-uchis and 10 Notos putting it away. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. Okay, second draw, let's do tate nuki-uchi. Bring the sword and the suba up, draw and cut. And we'll just put that away. Tate nuki-uchi can also be done in a forward motion. Tate nuki-uchi could be done to the side. It's kind of unlimited how you could do this one behind you even. And drop in and turn. Gyakute, reverse grip, coming out. And then you could do a gyakute noto. Gyakute. Gyakute noto. Gyakute. Gyakute noto. So this sword that I have here is a lighter sword, and it's a little bit crazy because it has a serrated edge on it that's sharp. So I'm having to be really careful with putting it away. On some of these notos, when you put it away, you can lose a little bit of flesh on your hand if you're not doing them properly. So for those of you out there who are starting, you can look it into your saya at first and watch it go in until you get to where you've done it lots and lots of times and you're not having to look anymore. Okay, let's do a gyaku nuki-uchi. So this could be reverse. Reverse where normally I'll step with the right foot and bring this out. This time I'll step with my left foot and bring it out. So that's reversing the footwork. Gyaku nuki-uchi. Or I can fall backwards and I can draw and bring it out. With either side, we can draw it out. Okay, so let's do a little bit of some of the trick draws now. So here's one trick draw with a cut afterwards that I really love. We'll do it in slow motion and then we can speed it up as you get better. So I'm going to do a gyaku te, reverse hand, pull out and let this sword come up, and then I switch my hand quick and do a cut down with this. So I'm drawing up and then I switch and cut. You can do a tate nuki-uchi put away as well, which bringing it over the top and bringing it down through, or tate noto. So this one, as I come closer so you guys can see, I'm bringing my hand underneath. I draw it out and I start to bring it up. So the back side of the blade is actually coming up the non-sharp side. Then I switch and I come back in and I drop my cut. All right, so let's give that a couple more tries. You can step forward with this to bring this up and through and cut down. What's really cool, some of the swords in Japan have a sharp edge on the back side just in the first few inches up by the cutting edge. And so some of the techniques are to cut up through the person's chin and chin straps of their helmet and then come back down through as the helmet falls backwards. I find it's a great distraction technique where people will back up and then they'll be at an advantage where they'll kind of backpedaling on their leg because maybe you came out so fast with that draw that it took them by surprise. So we're pulling up and then coming back through and cutting. So that's trick draw one for you guys. Second version of that, instead of being able to grab with your whole hand, you can just take one of your fingers, and this is more for practicing dexterity and things like that. If you have a really nice blade, you might want to switch to a bokken that has a suba on it for practicing this one so that you can get the rotation around here so that you're only using one hand to draw this out. And you could drop your back foot into this one as well to help it draw out of your saya. So you're here and have it back in. That one is a nice one as well. Okay, pass behind the back one. So I'm going to take my hand that's typically holding the suba with the thumb, and I'm going to reverse the grip, and I'm going to hand it off to myself and then step out with the draw. All right, from the side view, I switch, bring it out, and bring it around. Switch hand, push it to the other side, draw out with taijutsu, cut, and put it away. So that's another good one for you guys. And not as known one, this one's kind of funky. You can come down and take a knee and bring out the saya and the sword at the same time. Draw this back and come in with a cut from below. So it's a very interesting way to think about a different way of drawing, because a lot of people will just do normal drawing skills where they draw forward or they'll draw out to the side. I like to think about how you can use taijutsu to do that draw. And this one teaches that point and really brings it home in a great way, where I come down and it's almost like you're bowing, and then you withdraw the saya back with your hips and your spine, and you blade your body so that it doesn't cut your ear or your shoulder. And then you've got it right here, and you could be coming in to do a thrust. This one is one of my favorites. It's not as known. And then you could pick that with both sides. You could try to see if you can come down with your left knee up, draw that back, and have it come forward. Or you could switch to your right knee, draw it back, and have it come forward as well. So you guys should give this one a try, practice that one, and it's really good. Here's one that I got from Hatsumi Sensei, and this one is a really good one as well. So if you're going to be handing a sword to somebody, there's a lot of different ways formally that you can do that. And it really kind of depends on schools and all sorts of stuff. But he was a bit of a joker a lot of times, and I love that about him, because he was like a coyote mentor. He was teaching you before you kind of knew what was going on. And so a lot of times they'll just hand a sword to somebody so that the next person can attack you and you can practice your technique. So as Hatsumi Sensei was handing the person, he put the sword on the backs of his hands like this. So this is like, you can't draw the sword this way on the backs of your hands. It's like you're kind of like going, here, I trust you, and you can take this. As the guy was reaching for it, he put his thumb up on this side and drew out by catching the tsuba with the back of his hand and turned the blade, and the guy grabbed onto the blade while he was handing it to him and jumped back in surprise. It wasn't a sharp sword, it was an Iaido blade that they were practicing with, but it was like to prove the point, hey, don't trust anybody, like keep your awareness up all the time. And I thought, oh God, that was so good. One other really good one that I saw from Moti, this amazing Israeli instructor, he had a sword in the dojo and was holding it like this with his on the floor, and was able to draw it out and cut right here. But from my pants, you couldn't see it, but from the side view now you can. He had wedged the saya in between his toes, and he had tabi on at the time. The tabi are the split toes, but you couldn't see it, so he would draw this out, and then he was able to make it look like he was just standing around doing nothing, boom, and then all of a sudden that sword came out, and he was able to cut. That was another really cool, sweet technique. So I'm not going to give you all of my trick draws today, but those should give you a couple to be able to work on, and hopefully we'll enjoy those and have fun with them. Thank you guys for everybody that's on today that were giving comments. I am looking forward to seeing all of you in the 30-day challenge that is coming up on Ninja Training TV starting tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And like always, if you can't make that challenge live, don't worry. We are going to have the replays. A lot of people are getting ready to do it in the morning because they're on the East Coast and it's already 10 o'clock. And then other people in London are like, oh, okay, it's going to be a long time. And so it's going to be cool. And yeah, get ready because the Ninja Challenge is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to restoke your energy. If you have been training in ninjutsu before and you kind of let it slack and you haven't been getting motivated, come to class. We are going to have fun and I will inspire you again to get back into your ninja training and to refine that spark inside of you that's like, yes, that's what I want to do. And it just feels so good. It's like, how do you beat the summer doldrums? You start training and you get in it and you get excited about it. So I am so looking forward to this challenge and I will see you guys there on the inside for those of you who want to join us there. And we'll be doing our weekly posts on here. So these have been going so good. I love just seeing people show up and get stoked out on training. All right, guys, thank you so much. And as always,